Hey, how's it going? Flex Cannon here. Today, bringing you a very special VOD review of KumaBooma's Zarya gameplay. Kuma is a member of the Community Lounge Discord and a regular, hanging out at twitch.tv/Bloomer for the win. Bloomer streams Monday through Friday around noon to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can usually catch me flexing and throwing some SR over there as well. To start off, I haven't watched any of this replay yet, and should also be forward with the fact that I am not a Grandmaster or expert Zarya player in any fashion. I'm a flexing gold/plat player on a good day, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and know that I'm only trying to see if I can provide some insight into the things that Kuma could have done differently, and ultimately what we could all do to improve over time. If I miss anything, or if I'm totally in the wrong on something I'm saying, feel free to call me out in the comments down below. I'll definitely be looking out for those and hopefully improve my gameplay in the process. All that being said, let's hop right into this review and see if we can provide Kuma with some tips on what could have gone better. So to start off, looks like he's running Zarya. We have a Rein, Genji, Mercy, Anna, and McCree. Honestly, not bad for defense on Valskaya. I personally hate this map, so I don't know how well I'll be able to review this, but we'll see how it goes. Anna was bringing it over the Zarya. Speed us up. He's over the gate.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Prove ourselves in glorious combat!
Katya is a hero to my people. We must protect what she has built.
Activated.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
A little weird there that the Rein didn't go for a fire strike. He also got caught there. To start off, so let's back up a second here. So the Rein doesn't go for fire strike here. He actually gets caught out of pocket by the McCree. And I'm surprised that their Rein didn't actually recognize this and just move in on him, start swinging, and actually kill their Rein there. You probably could have gone for a bubble there. I don't know if it was on cooldown or if you already used it or not. I wasn't paying attention to that, but I would have bubbled your Rein instantly there as soon as he got stunned, especially since it's all happening right in front of you, right? Another thing to note is when you're going against a Rein shield as Zarya, you really want to pelt them with your right click, that nade. That's going to do a lot more damage and have a lot more shield break than just holding left click. Using left click is good for tracking, if there's like a Genji or someone that you just need to, kind of melt down, that's fine. But for pure burst and shield break, your right click is going to do a lot more damage. Same goes for a grav. In most situations, you're going to hold left click into the grav, build a little bit of damage, and right click to burst them all down. That way the healers don't get a chance to, drop beat or use any defensive ults if they're not reacting to your grav immediately. All right, so again, to recap, definitely bubble the Rein here in this situation. And I'm also questioning this part. I kind of like it, but I also hate it. You move in with bubble to protect your Rein, and I like that in a situation where your Rein has ran out of shield, right? His shield breaks. You're just providing him with a little bit of a defensive utility because you are an off tank, right? The only thing I don't like about this is we just saw your Rein kind of get slammed there, right? And I think if they were persistent enough, they would know to move in on you now, shield break, or even have this this Brigitte move up, and after you get shield broken, stun you. But honestly, again, I'm just nitpicking here. I kind of like this, especially since I'm thinking about this now. Your Genji is harassing the Ashe. It looks like he can actually get the kill here. Just dash into her. And you protect your Rein there with your own bubble. But I still think this all kind of could have gone better if you would have just instantly popped a bubble on your Rein, got some free damage out of it, protect his health pool, save on some... I mean, you'd use a little bit of resources, but I still see it going a little bit better. You both get out of that ahead of the next fight, I'm assuming. Let's just see how it pans out. I like that the Rein's playing car here. I don't know what this is about. especially looking at how everything's playing out. All right, so you're on to the right now. McCree is kind of playing Carr. I still don't like his positioning all that much. I think the McCree should even be more over here to, you know, kill Ball. That's now on your back line. Your Anna. My guess is he's probably going to try and roll through them to bump them towards the Rhine fight. But your positioning, if we're just looking at that, you need to kind of play with your Rhine. You don't have to be exactly next to him. You should be playing off angle. So actually, you could kind of be where McCree is playing off angle, right? You're going to hear me say that a lot because I'm trying to do that as well, as learn to play a better off angle as Zarya. This is way too off angle, though. I prefer to see you kind of where McCree is playing the truck a little bit right here, using bubble to absorb damage if anyone takes pop shots at you, and also be able to support your healers over here, as well as your tank, your main tank, Ryan. So, wait a minute. Let me just see this real quick. So, your McCree does get the stun on Ball.
Hold up now.
He gets out with really minimal damage. Another interesting thing is they're not really paying attention to you here, huh? Ball sees you, doesn't engage. You guys do mop up the Ryan though. That's pretty good. And I do like that you use the nade there. Awesome. Looks like you're kind of looking to chase the Brigitte. Dangerous play there, because she could have stunned you, and if the McCree could aim, you could have died there easily. But you had your team to back you up, so I guess that's fair. And you also had healers pumping into you too, I noticed. So that's awesome. Good job on heals. Don't need to go that aggressive with your shield. I would still play kind of close to your Ryan. Pop in front of his shield with your bubble just to absorb a little bit of damage, because remember that your bubble just, it isn't 100% invulnerability. They can pop it with enough damage. And I would just be cautious of that, especially when you're moving into some of these engagements. I like playing the corner. I'd still prefer you to play Carr next to Ryan. That's a way better angle for you to kind of help your team. In this situation where you bubbled the Rhine, I can't hear voice comments on the replay, but I would say definitely use an audio cue like bubbling 1, 2, or I usually say bubbling and kind of let it linger for a second to give them a chance to react and move in to get you some damage absorption. It also allows the Rhine to play a lot more aggressive. So I would say that when your Rhine is up here and their Rhine's starting to move in, the minute you think an engagement is about to happen, that's your opportune time to pop bubble on Ryan and really let him play aggressive. So like now, you don't have bubble. They should have moved in there, but yeah, again, you're out of sync with the rest of your team. You're playing by yourself. It's gonna get you killed, and it does. Yeah. So in that situation, you use bubble to try and protect yourself. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if their whole team is collapsing on you. Again, bubble is an invulnerability. You can still die. It's just good for a quick burst of damage and gives you a little bit of damage, right? Mercy gets res on you. That's good. You guys win the team fight anyway, so your whole team's actually playing pretty solid. Their team got the hard focus on you, which was good, but then they couldn't clean up the fight. Good use of the nade. I like here that you didn't bubble the Ryan until right there. That was actually good. I liked that you weren't just using bubble off cooldown and you were recognizing that your Ryan wasn't in a position to gain any benefit from it, right? Because you don't want to just pop stuff on cooldown. Maybe personal shield to build damage. Nice grab. That was excellent. Unfortunately, your Ryan didn't have Fire Strike or didn't engage on it, which kind of sucks. and he's actually in a horrible situation now. He should die from this. He does. We won't talk about that McCree ulti. Genji's cleaning up in the back, which is nice. Yeah, you guys won this engagement. Genji's a little bit too deep though. Good bubble on him though. Wow. Actually, kind of solid on some of these bubbles. I liked the Genji bubble there, and I also liked the, again, you were hesitant on giving the Ryan the bubble, kind of recognizing when that engagement is going to occur.
60 seconds.
You made the Winston swap. Here comes the Bob. You get a burn wham. Good bubble there. Awesome bubble. You saved your Mercury. Another questionable material. Kind of missed the opportunity to kill the Mercy there with that tracking, but I think you guys should get her anyways. Yeah. So far that wasn't too bad. Again, a little aggressive whenever you go past that gate. Good bubble to try and save your McCree. I think the Pharah got him anyways, but I like that you're using it to try and save your teammates, you know, in those pinch situations. Good nade there. I want to talk about that for a second. So when the Mercy was going for a res, you melted her a little bit with your left click, and then you knew the right click to burst her down. That's exactly what you want to do. And if there was a situation where for whatever reason you couldn't kill her, like she's getting pocketed by another healer or something like that, don't be afraid to try and boop her away by shooting your nade at the ground at her feet to try and just shift her a little bit, and then hopefully one of your teammates has some kind of boop as well. But anything you do to try and disrupt, you definitely want to go that route. Alright, so you guys win on defense. Again, the only thing that I saw there that could use improvement is when you were playing off angle all the way on this side. It was kind of questionable. You're really too far away from your team. You're an easy kill at that point for their team. And then just, again, I think you have the right idea as far as recognizing when to bubble your Ryan so that he can play aggressive and really engage. Make sure you do those audio cues though, and really communicate with your Reinhardt to make sure that he knows he can play aggressive, because there's nothing worse than, you know, playing with a Reinhardt that's overly passive or defensive because he's too scared to engage. A good Reinhardt is always going to go basically suicidal on, you know, just running into the enemy team and knowing that he can trust his Zarya or his heals to keep him up. The minute you have a backpedaling Ryan is the minute you lose, right? So getting in those early comms to just let them know they're like, hey, I'm going to call out bubbles on you. Feel free to, you know, play really aggro. And that helps you out too, right? Because then you're going to be able to play aggressive with your Reinhardt and build damage by getting those shields up, you know, absorbing all the incoming damage, getting to 100 energy, and trying to maintain that 100 energy then becomes kind of the meta game while you're you know, doing all that stuff.
Keep an eye on your health and come lifting off.
All right, so you know that there's a Pharah on the enemy team, and this is where I'm not going to fault you. I'm going to fault a little bit of the Ryan for going this way. You heard that they have a Pharah, and you guys ran to the left. A good Pharah would look for that and just boop you guys off. And we saw that she was already firing rockets at the door. So you really just want to run down this street where my McCree is, and that's going to avoid a lot of this incoming damage, because a lot of teams are going to play right where this Orisa is playing. So why not avoid all that incoming damage, save some shields and resources, and just kind of play this corner for a sec. Usually, you know, you might have a DPS that gets overconfident, peeks around this corner, and bam, you get a free kill, right? So just something to be aware of. like right here, your Ryan's playing really defensive, passive. I think he's looking to see if someone's going to get picked, and that's actually really hurting your team. He should be engaging, creating space with his hammer, not his shield. His shields are down, he doesn't know what to do. They back up for a second. I know he's losing HP, but he's only losing HP because you guys were standing there for so long. If you guys would have went to the right as opposed to the left and had the Rhine just walk in with your bubble, you could have created a lot of space there. This is a really dangerous play, but you guys capitalize off it, so that's fine. I guess understanding your SR and your Elo, I won't talk about the Echo. Understanding your SR and your Elo and like what the enemy DPS are looking like, accuracy-wise, is also important. In that situation, you can kind of play aggressive like that because you know they're not going to just headshotting you or stunning you or doing anything crazy, right? Good bubble. Farah killed herself. Kuma, I know we didn't talk about it before. I don't know your current SR, but I'm gonna assume. I would hope this is a silver game, but I could be wrong. Your heals are on point, though. I'll say that.
Enemy target located. Executing cycle.
Alright, just waiting for your Rhine again. He gets busy getting a hot pocket out of the microwave. Alright, he should be engaging now hard. He can move in. There you go. That's exactly what we like to see. A little crazy on the ultis. I would say you probably didn't need the grab there. Actually, let's look back and see what... Did that shatter actually go through? Alright, so you bubble him for the charge. That's solid. He is nanoed. He gets a bunny shatter, and you grab. So it's a little overkill. Not much else to say there. Just, you know, more often than not, you're only going to need one ultimate, like a grav, to win a fight. If not, you know, you synergize with a grav and a DPS ult to just confirm, you know, the kills. But I mean, a little overkill on that. You guys used everything possible. It's just, what is it, the Mercy, the Farah, and the Orisa. Yeah, you guys are going to easily clean this up. Not much to say there. Let's just see how your tracking's going. Let's actually just watch your tracking. We'll walk this a little bit. So again, maybe there's a shield break. You can just melt her down. Yeah, so just work on the tracking a little bit.
Victory.
So, I think the big takeaways here are, I mean, you did a really good job, you know, playing kind of conscious of your shields. You really used your protective barrier to, you know, save your teammates most of the time. I love that. At the same time, I think, again, going back to the comms with your main tank, like a Reinhardt, just letting them know that they can play really aggressive, like that last fight, you know, where he charges in and, you know, he's nanoed, he's bubbled, you know, he's getting to really play the game, right? Like he's playing Reinhardt final at the end of the match. On the ultimate economy, that part was really questionable kind of throughout the game. I think if Ryan didn't shatter there, you could definitely grab. If he didn't shatter there and you grabbed, that would have been... He's nanoed. You guys clean up 3 kills in the process by you grabbing. That's acceptable, right? I definitely want to see more games. If you want to send me more replays, I'd be happy to review them because I do think that you have potential to climb as Zarya. I think she's one of the more meta off tanks right now, along with Diva. Just work on allowing your teammates to play more aggressive. Play your off angles. Recognize your off angles and play them in a safer manner. I think when you backpedal to the right, we'll see if we can bring it up like here, right? I don't know if this was the exact play, but it wasn't. But you were here, and your team, your whole team, was playing this corner over here, right? You never want to be in that situation. You're just gonna die, especially if you get higher in the ranks. People are just gonna headshot you. Even if you pop barrier, they're gonna CC you, or they're just gonna blow through barrier and just kill you, right? So just be conscious that barrier isn't invulnerability. It's gonna absorb damage, but it can break, and you will die if you're overconfident with it. You can play really aggressive as Zarya, and you should, but you also need to be with your team and allow your Reinhardt to play more aggro than you are. But yeah, send me more replays. I'm definitely curious to see how future matches go, and I'm also curious to see your SR. I didn't catch that. I apologize. So I'm just gonna assume this was a silver game based off what I saw today. And hopefully you climb. I think that you have the right idea with the nades. Work on your tracking a little bit so that you can kill like something like a Mercy there. If they're in the air and you aren't confident that you can land a nade, just track her with a left click, burn her down. And overall, I think this game was definitely a wash. Their team definitely sucked. It wasn't everything diff. I'm not going to call anyone out in specific, but it was a wash, right? You guys just dominated. You had McCree that was ulting right in their face that didn't get punished. I mean, we blew every ultimate possible in the last fight, right? So it is what it is. But overall, great job. If you want any more specific tips, or if you want to learn more about off angles, I'd be happy to show them to you on different maps. I'm learning those myself right now to be better with Zarya myself. I think that's my biggest challenge, is just learning the off angles and knowing when I can play them in conjunction with when their team is aggressing, and still being in range of my team to help them out. And keep an eye on them, which you did a good job as far as bubbling your supports and stuff when they needed it. I really liked that about your Zarya gameplay, so keep that part up, and I'm sure you're gonna climb. All right, guys, that's all I had for the replay for today. Again, if anyone wants to talk to me, feel free to message me on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys in Bloomer for the Win's chat. Again, twitch.tv/bloomerforthewin. He streams Monday through Friday, 12 Eastern to 5 Eastern. I just said Eastern twice, I know, but hey, I'm just winging it right now. This is raw, uncut, raw, uncut, no edits. It is what it is. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.